Hi everyone, Nick Creticos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you're watching me on Bowdabra. And behind the camera today is my dad, so be sure to say hi to Dad as you come in. So we have a whole slew of ribbons on my table. We're also going to be dealing with something a little bit different. We created a regular traditional candy cane last week, and tonight I figured we'd do a kind of a blue version. So we have lots of blue ribbons, both cobalt and navy on my table. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And we also have a couple different other types of ribbons we're going to be using. I found this Snowman Ribbon, which is really cute. But we're going to be using our large Bowdabra today. And this is what it looks like if you haven't seen it before. It has these kind of like a spring action in it that holds all of your ribbons. And it kind of acts as a third hand. We'll also be using our gold Bowdabra wire. And as you can see, it comes on a 100-yard spool. So 100 yards times 3 feet, because each yard is a foot. This is 300 feet of wire. And each roll has lasted me a very long time. So if you don't, make a whole lot of bows, this wire will last you a very, very long time.
And it also comes in silver.
And it comes in silver too. That's right, Dad. Thank you. So as you guys come in, let me know where you're watching from. And also tonight, Bowdabra is doing a special. Tonight and tomorrow, Bowdabra is doing a special on their Bowdabra. So head over to Bowdabra.com and you can pick up your Bowdabra if you don't have one. And right now it's 15 bucks. So definitely worth it. So head over to Bowdabra.com and you will be able to get one for that price. So we're going to start with our Snowman Ribbon just because I think it's so cute. This isn't not necessarily a ribbon I would use in a wreath. I'm a very basic designer when it comes to colors and stuff, and I think this print is a little bit overwhelming.
I would use it.
You would use it, Dad. But I wouldn't add this necessarily to a wreath, but I think in a bow, in a wreath, or just a bow on itself would be really cool. So a couple weeks ago, we got a question asked, if you're dealing with a printed ribbon like this, how do you do it so that the tails, the Santa or whatever shape it is not going upside down? They have Christmas trees and all sorts of prints with sayings and stuff, and you want them to be visible. So typically we would just cut off our tails like this, right, Dad?
Yep.
And place it in. But notice that one's backwards and one's the right way. So to fix that, what we got to do is cut 2 separate pieces of ribbon. So I'm going to cut one Santa. This is about, I'd say about a 26-inch piece, 26, 27-inch piece. And we can just cut another piece. Doesn't have to be exact, you guys. I think it's more fun when your tails are different lengths. So instead of adding it as one continuous piece, we cut them in half. And see how they're both going uphill now? So all we have to do is just take those ribbons, layer one on top of another, and place it into our Bowdabra. So just pinch and place in. So we've already placed our wire inside of our Bowdabra. And you see right here? See how we have a little tail sticking out? That is important. You never want to just place it right there. Can you think of a reason why, Dad?
You might lose it after. You want to have a little space there, yeah?
So you always want to have a little bit of leeway or a little bit of coverage just to make sure that in case your wire's loose or anything, it's not going to come flying out. So now what we can do is start creating our bow. And we have a couple different options. We can do a funky bow or a traditional bow. And I think this print would look really cool as a traditional bow. So we're going to take our ribbon tail, or our ribbon off our roll, and again, leave a little bit of an overhang, about 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, you guys. Welcome. So what we're going to do is I like to rotate my Bowdabra. So we're going to take today's tutorial really nice and slow so you guys can fully understand. It's a little bit hard for me, so bear with me, you guys, because I'm usually a fast-paced worker. But I move my Bowdabra instead of moving my hands. You're going to have to figure out a way to use any tool in your shop, or in the world for that matter, for your own hands. We all kind of have slight different variations when it comes to things. I know lots of people just twist their ribbon. I like to twist my Bowdabra. So here we have our loop. What we're going to do is twist our ribbon, place it into our Bowdabra, and then I know other people would just come back in with the ribbon like this. I think it's easier if I move my Bowdabra like that. So let me know if that makes sense to you guys. It works for me, but like I said, you're going to have to figure out if you want to just keep it where it is and move your hands, or move the Bowdabra instead. So again, we're going to just rotate it one turn, create our loop, pinch in the middle so that the printed side becomes on the surface again. So here we have the back side of it, which you can still see the Santas through, but it doesn't have the glitter and it's not as bright and prominent as the other side. So what we're going to do is just rotate our Bowdabra again, create another loop. So also today, right here, right now, comment down below if you would like to win a free roll of ribbon. Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. The color choices are red, silver, and gold. So for my own curiosity, what I would like you to do is just comment down below what color you would like the most. As I've said over the last few weeks, I've been really on a silver kick. This year, silver seems to be calling my name. But let me know if you guys would rather have red, gold, or silver. And Dad, what kind of mindset are you in on this beautiful Monday evening? Would you rather have red, silver, or gold?
Hi, Judy, by the way. What I would rather have this evening, I'm thinking silver.
Silver, too?
I'm in a silver mood today.
All right, copycat. I love silver.
I love all three of the colors, actually.
Yeah, me too. But you guys know red is my favorite color. But lately, I don't know what it is. I've really enjoyed silver. So we've added 4 loops on either side. Again, we're going to probably do 1 more on either side to create a nice and full bow. And this is going to turn out really cute. What do you think?
I love that ribbon.
I've had this ribbon for a couple of years now, and I just never put it to use because this is not usually a style I work with. But just as a bow, I think it's going to be really pretty, really cute. So if you have little kids around, fun printed ribbon like this is definitely something you want to do. But we don't have any kids in this household anymore, so I like to use kind of more elegant styles. But we're just going to take our wire. So we placed our wire in. We showed that in the beginning. And since we folded it in half, you're going to have 2 wire ends that are loose. See that? And then you're going to have 1 loop on the other side. So here's the loop on this side. All we're going to do is take either end, so it doesn't really matter. So I like to take it, bring it from one side to the other. And then I like to take my Bowdabra, and I like to take my bow out of my Bowdabra, but you can also just tie it inside of your Bowdabra if you feel more comfortable doing that. But, you know, like I said, you're going to have to figure out what works best for you, and I kind of like taking it out. So we're just going to take the wire, bring it from one side to the other, and tie it in a knot. So make sure you're tying it several times because, you know, if you create such a beautiful bow and it looks great and then all of a sudden it completely falls apart, I can't think of a more heart-shattering thing to happen than your beautiful work just, you know, going right down the drain. So now what we can do, here's our bow looking kind of funky at this point, but what we got to do is fluff it out. So fluffing your bows really brings them to life. As I've been saying lately, you can have, you know, extremely expensive ribbon, you know, great quality ribbon, and if you're not fluffing out your bows, it's just kind of a waste. So you can be dealing with really inexpensive ribbon, and as long as you give it a good solid fluff, make sure all of those loops are separated, that's how you achieve a beautiful bow. So it's not necessarily on the quality, it's in the fluffing process. What do you guys think of that?
I love it.
That's cute, isn't it? So we can constantly fluff that to get it to our liking, but that looks good enough for me at this point. So we can dovetail the tails, we can curl them up. The sky is really the limit, you guys, and I really want you to understand that. Lots of you guys ask very, very specific questions, exactly how much to twist and stuff like that. And my biggest tip is to not put so much thought into bow making. And I know that's really hard to do. Trust me, you guys. I started off thinking the same way. And since I'm kind of a perfectionist, it was definitely hard for me to change in the beginning. But the less thought you really put into your bows, the better off they turn out to be. So, you know, just make sure you're pulling everything apart. Make sure there's no creases. And you should be good to go. So give a heart if you guys love this bow. I think this turned out really cute. But now let's create another bow. So the next bow we're going to do, which I thought would be fun, is actually doing the same ribbon in 2 different sizes. So here we have a ribbon from Sam's Club. You guys have grown to know and love Sam's Club over the last few years, as have I. But unfortunately, ours closed down, didn't it, Dan?
Yeah, now we have to go an hour away.
Now we have to go an hour away. We haven't made a trip since July, so it looks like it's kind of, we're due for another trip. So we have that ribbon. We also have another roll of ribbon. And another question I get asked too, I think we're going to answer a lot of questions tonight, so that's good. But another question I get asked a lot too is how do I keep my ribbons intact when I'm finished with the rolls? And we have so much ribbon, you guys, that it'd be a shame if we just store them all like this because they unravel, they crease, they ruin. And, you know, you guys can fluff them out, but once you kind of have a ribbon sitting like this for a length of time, it's very hard to get any creases out of any ribbon. So I just take some of my corsage pins from when I do proms with fresh flowers, and I just poke them in. So, and then this right here is just like a little magnet. So I just throw them off my table, off camera, and they stick and they stay, and I don't pose the risk of poking myself. So we're going to use both of these ribbons now. And again, at this point in time, if you guys are just tuning in, Bowdabra's doing a giveaway tonight, giving you guys a free roll of ribbon for 1 lucky winner. So stick around for the final 5 minutes of the video, and who knows, if you commented down below, you just might be the lucky winner tonight. So
Jeannie Hyde said, can you do a bow with 3 different 2-inch ribbons?
2-inch.
Yeah. So
I don't usually use a lot of 2-inch ribbons. Typically the sizes that are available, there is 2-inch ribbon, don't get me wrong, but typically the most frequent rolls that you're going to see are a 2.5-inch and a 1.5-inch. unless I'm wrong. Yeah, okay, good. I'm right. I'm right, you guys. So these are the two most frequent sizes that you'll find. So yes, we can design with a 2-inch, but I know the mass majority of people, you know, have 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch, as they are the most popular sizes. But to start off with, we're going to need to cut our tail. So this is, I think this is a beautiful ribbon that came from Sam's Club several years back. And I actually remember, this is kind of bittersweet, one of my first tutorials ever was making a skeleton wreath. And the skeleton wreath had a bow tie using this ribbon, so I haven't dealt with it since then, so it's been a really long time. But it looks kind of like an antiquated ribbon. It's kind of like a cream color. Great for Halloween, but I also think this ribbon would be great for year-round use. What do you think, Dad?
I think so. It's beautiful.
Just a black and ivory ribbon.
Nancy says she loves your work, Nick.
Thank you, Nancy. And also right here, right now, if you guys don't mind doing me a favor, comment down below if these videos are helpful for you. Hopefully I've taught you how to make a bow by now. And if I haven't, that's okay. We have both hundreds of videos, both with Bowdabra as well as my page. And also we're going to be doing a lot more as well. So if I have helped you, just let me know, because I greatly appreciate hearing that. And it definitely kind of motivates me to continue making lots of bows and inspire more and more people. So now what we're going to do is create some loops. So there's two different options for doing this in the Bowdabra. I'm going to show you guys both ways, and you're going to be able to figure out what way works best for you. So I'm just going to cut off a length of ribbon like this. See how I have one loop on one side and two tails on the other side? The tails aren't the same length. Doesn't matter, you guys. It's not going to make a huge difference. So the first choice is to just take it and place it into your Bowdabra like that. See how we did that?
Excuse me, Nick. Yep. Rose Harvey said, where do you get the Bowdabra string?
Go back, Bowdabra string?
Yeah.
The wire?
The wire, yeah.
So you can pick up the wire from Bowdabra.com and pick up your Bowdabra, because right now it's on sale for the next 2 days. So through Wednesday. And if you're watching this on the replay, send Bowdabra a message and they should be able to do something for you if you kind of missed the deadline. So what we're going to do is come back in with another ribbon. So I just showed you guys how you can cut it ahead of time. But another option, which kind of is my favorite, is just to take your ribbon, place it into your Bowdabra. See how I twisted the ribbon backwards? Place it into your Bowdabra and create your loop. So we're taking this nice and slow, you guys. So this is my preferred method of placing ribbon into the Bowdabra. But keep in mind, the Bowdabra works as an extra hand. So if you can't hold the ribbons in your hand due to arthritis and stuff like that, this is definitely a tool that's helpful because it makes it so much easier to hold everything in place. So we're just going to take our ribbon. This is the next layer. We created our one tail. We'll come back in and do our loop. And then we have our second tail down below.
Everybody says your videos are very helpful, Nick.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Like I said, whenever you tell me stuff like that, more than anything, it just puts a smile on my face, and then I go back and check out the comments, and, you know, I'm just so appreciative of each and every one of you guys, and hopefully I've inspired you over the years. But we're going to take our 1.5 inch, so we're dealing with the same ribbon. There's no difference in these ribbons, but I think working with the same ribbon just creates kind of a unique look because it's all the same, but just different sizes and textures. But it doesn't look sloppy this way. So I think it's kind of fun doing that. What do you think, Dad? Working with the same ribbon, just different length, different widths?
Yep.
So we'll do one final piece of each, and then we can finish off our bow. We could have actually just stopped where we just were, but I'm going to do one more piece of each. Let's create a nice full bow.
I got a question for you, Nick.
Yes.
Using two bows with different sizes, does that create any depth or anything, or what does that actually do?
Two bows?
Yeah, well, I mean, two ribbons, I meant to say, yeah.
It does create depth because, you know, you're able, especially with a technique like this, because you're gonna be able to kind of see into the cracks and nooks and crannies and see, you know, kind of a wider bow, if that makes sense. But I really like working with the same ribbon, just in different widths, because it creates such a different look. You know, more often than not, you see ribbons or bows like this with two completely different ribbons, which still looks beautiful, obviously, that match nicely. But something like this doesn't contrast in color, it contrasts in width, which I think is kind of unique. So that's our final loop. We are done with this bow. And the Bowdabra also comes with a wand. This is scissors, and I say that in every single one of these videos. But the Bowdabra comes with a wand that you can just slide in and compress your ribbons like this. I just use my hands. I just place it like that. I never usually have enough ribbon in this that it's completely full to the top. But if you do a big tree topper, it makes it much easier if you have the little wand with it. So we'll just take our wire, bring it from one side to the other, like I said. Give it a good tug. And now your bow is secured in your Bowdabra. And when you take it out, it's still secured, but it's not knotted together. Is that the way to say it? It's not tied together. So we'll just take one of those wires, bring it to the other side.
Kim Hall says she loves how your family's all like in this together. And
thank you, Kim.
Beautiful, she said.
So me and Dad actually shipped a bunch of wreaths this morning, so I had to snag a quick picture in case you guys saw that on Nick's Seasonal Decor. That was actually half the boxes. We have more going out, so it's kind of like a family affair. The post office knows us quite well, and we're actually kind of upset because one of our favorite employees there
is retiring.
So we got to make sure to give her a nice card and a gift card for, you know,
all her wonderful years of service.
All those years of service, and we're so appreciative of just nice people. You know, it's so nice when you find nice people that help you out and are, you know, happy to see you, and likewise. So I'm just dovetailing now. This part's a little bit tedious, you guys, but trust me, in the end, it pays off. It really creates such a beautiful look to the ends of your tails, and there's really nothing like it other than dovetailing. I mean, I think it's perfect. So I think that's all of them, but what are the odds I missed one or two, Dad? Pretty high, would you say?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
What was the Bowdabra price again, Nick? It's on sale, you said?
It's on sale for $15. So we're just going to add a few more pieces. Oh, no, we're not. Now what we got to do is fluff. We already have our bow secured. So I'm just going to pull up the comments so I can kind of follow along with you guys. So if you have any questions at all, now's the time to be asking, because I'm here and I'm more than happy to answer for you all. Oh, and I see we have almost 700 people. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Who's excited? Show me a show of hands right now if you guys are excited to see the blue candy cane. I certainly am. I think that's going to turn out really pretty.
I love the color blue.
Me too, and that's kind of funny because I growing up, I wasn't a big fan of blue. But now things have changed. We all change, right, Dad?
Yep. So,
I love blue now. So just fluff out your tails. We can spend a lot more time on this, but we have a lot of bows to make, and I want to make sure we get to them. So, I'm just going to pull back the wire so you guys can see. So, keep in mind this bow isn't fully fluffed out, but as long as you guys get the idea as to how to make it and what it looks like in the end, that's all that matters. And I think this would be really pretty on kind of staircase for Halloween, something a little bit more natural looking, I guess, than super bright colors.
Fran says you bring happiness everywhere you go, and she bets the postal worker will miss you.
Oh, thank you, Fran. I will miss our postal worker as well. She's the sweetest lady and so helpful. She really is. So what we're going to do now is make a candy cane. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make our bow first, and then we'll actually create our candy cane. But let's do our bow first. Get that out of the way, and then we can move on to our candy cane. So I'm just going to take it, place it into our Bowdabra, the wire. And you're better off cutting your wires much longer than you might anticipate. Reason being, if your wire's too short, you're just going to have to add a whole extra piece. So rather be a little wasteful than too wasteful. So we have these two ribbons we're going to be using today.
Julie Allen says, how many loops do you usually put on each side, Nick?
Usually, it really, I just eyeball it, if we're going to be honest. If you want a fuller bow, I recommend more loops, between 5 and 6 on either side. If you want a less full bow, I recommend, 3 to 4 loops on either side. So here's the ribbon we're going to be using today with our Bowdabra. Let me grab it so you guys can see what it looks like. And I'm wondering, and you guys can let me know real quick, as well as Dad, here's the ribbon. We have this snowflake ribbon that we're going to wrap our frame with. Should we only use this ribbon, or do you like both of these together?
I like both.
You like both? What do you guys think? Right now, comment down below. It looks like a really big spider. Exactly. Exactly. Should we use both or just one? New to your page, love it. Thank you, Stacy, for joining us on Home Talk today. Oh, Bowdabra today. Sorry, wrong page. But we're going to be dealing, I think both would be okay. Or maybe just one. Both one. What do you think, Dad?
Either or. Whatever you feel.
I love how you say, right, Dad? LOL. It's like the teacher making sure the student is paying attention. Rachel, you were 100% right. I always kind of trick them into answering my questions. So I think we should do both, just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. So what we're going to do is not create a big bow for this, because we are dealing with a candy cane. So I'm going to create loops about, 4 to 5 inches with tails running anywhere from 6 to 8. Maybe even a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be big by any means. So I'm working it into the Bowdabra.
You guys can purchase the Bowdabra at Bowdabra.com.
Exactly.
I believe Michael's as well, Nick?
Michael's and Hobby Lobby.
And Hobby Lobby.
In case you're interested in that. But right now, Bowdabra's running a special on their website, so be sure to head over there. So we're just going to come back in with this cobalt blue. So we're dealing with cobalt blue, and what color would you say the other one is, Dad? Let's see how well you know kind of the variations.
It's a dark blue.
dark blue. I'd say kind of a navy.
Navy?
Right? Looks like a navy to me. Both for more contrast. Kathy, you know what's up. That's exactly right. So we'll come back in with another one of the 1.5 inch blue and champagne.
That's a sharp ribbon, huh?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're such beautiful ribbons. And both of these came from Sam's Club as well. So we'll come back in with the cobalt blue now, and we're just going to repeat this process. So another question I get asked too is, you know, can you use a 1.5 inch and a 2.5 inch together, or 2 1.5 inch and 1 2.5 inch? And yes, we can make those bows for you, but in all actuality, you guys, it's the same bow. So if you wanted to switch out this technique with 2.5 inch ribbon, you certainly can do the same thing. If you want to switch it out with just 1.5 inch like we're doing today, you can do that as well. You can do whatever ribbon combination you would like. Of course, if this was a 4 inch ribbon, you'd want to be a little bit more considerate of size, but we're dealing with only 1.5 inch. So we've added 3 loops of each, right? Nope. We have 1 more loop left to add, the cobalt blue.
The Bowdabra is $15 on sale now at Bowdabra.com.
Yep. It is. And again, if you're just tuning in, comment down below you'd like to win a free roll of ribbon. You might just be the lucky winner. Bowdabra could send you a free roll. In just a few minutes, we'll be drawing a winner.
The colors, I believe, are red, gold, and silver.
That's right. Look at you, Dad, my little spokesman. So we'll take the wires from one side to the other and secure it. So it doesn't matter which side you bring it to, you guys. Doesn't matter at all. Pull it through. Now we have our bow constructed. We'll just tie it off now. Tie it off really good. Make sure 2 or 3 knots so it doesn't fall apart. Because God forbid this fell apart. What a shame that would be if we lost our entire bow. So now what we can do is start dovetailing. And I'm actually going to cut a little bit more off the ribbon. I don't think we need the full length that we've cut it. Just because we're dealing with a candy cane, and our focus should be the candy cane with a display on it, and we don't want to kind of take away from the candy cane. So we don't want a huge, massive bow on it. Or at least I don't. You guys can do it however you would like. That's the beauty of designing. A few pieces left, just dovetailing them shorter. All right, and then we can secure our ribbon to our candy cane, and then we can create more bows. How's that sound, you guys? So far, though, what's your favorite bow that we've made? My favorite would probably be that Santa. I think that Santa one's so cute. So I cut off the ribbon. What do you think, Dad? What's your favorite so far?
The Santa.
The Santa? I figured that. So I've already hot glued the end of my ribbon just by wrapping it over and putting a little hot glue. So this is a $1 store frame, actually. So for $1, you can get this candy cane. I was going to say candy corn. But we're in the right season for candy corn, I guess. But we're just going to take it. This is Sam's Club ribbon as well. And all I'm doing, you guys, is just wrapping it rather tightly or tautly. Isn't that a word, tautly?
Taut.
Taut?
I don't think tautly is a word, but hey.
I don't know.
We'll add that to the dictionary.
I'm the teacher today, Dad. Tautly's a word to me.
Wrap it tautly.
Exactly. So we're just wrapping it around and around and around and around. And if you get to a point where it kind of looks a little funky, just pull that through. You know? Just pull it through, get any of those creases out so it looks nice and pretty. And continue wrapping. Continue wrapping. What a pretty ribbon that is.
That's beautiful.
I think it's much prettier. I think this design is going to be much prettier than the regular candy cane. Red and white is very pretty, but to me it's not elegant. It's whimsical. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I automatically think of candy canes whenever I think of red and white. But we can do whatever color candy cane we want. Keep in mind the stores, grocery stores and stuff like that, they sell like weird flavored candy canes that are different colors. You know what I mean, Dad?
Yeah.
They have like cotton candy canes. So if they can make them, so can't we. We can do whatever color scheme we would like. And I've actually seen some designers create really, really cool ones. So if you guys have created one before, let us know what color combo you... Ooh, my gosh, I just knocked myself out. Let us know what color combo you've done in the past. I really want to try a maroon one. I think
this blue's elegant, though.
Yeah, this blue is elegant. I love blue. Now we can just cut off our excess and finish up our candy cane. So I'm just wrapping it around, trying not to whack myself in the face if possible, but if it's not possible, that's okay. I'll knock myself out anytime for you guys with a candy cane. So there we have our candy cane all constructed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flip it over, place some hot glue here. That's how I like to secure them. These should never really be outside. in my opinion anyway. I don't think this is substantial enough for a front door, but you can actually do 2 of these. I mean, they only cost a handful of dollars each. You can do 2 of these and kind of do opposites. So one facing one way, the other one facing the other way. What do you think of that idea, Dad?
Any idea yours is good, Nick.
That's what I like to hear, Dad. Thank you. I agree. No, I'm just kidding. So Bowdabra has pinned the link to the bow making tools in case you're interested. So click on that link after this video is posted, and you'll be able to purchase your Bowdabra. What do you guys think of that? That's a pretty candy cane.
That's pretty candy cane, yeah.
Myself. I really like that one. So how are we doing on time? We have 2 minutes left, so we're going to be able to create our candy cane, and then you guys can let me know what you... Wow, look at that.
That's sharp.
That's pretty.
It's going on my door.
Oh, no, it's not, Dad. It's going in my room. I think we should make a bunch of these and have them hanging from the wall. That would be a cool video. But that's for a different day. So we just applied a generous amount of hot glue. This is how I like to secure these very lightweight bows. And then we can decide where we want it. And today, that's where I want it.
Barbara said she did an animal print. That'd be cool to look at. I'd like to see that.
Leopard print is really big this year. Yeah, send us a picture. We would love to see.
Definitely.
All right, so we're just going to continue creating some kind of poofiness with our loops. So I'm just running my fingers through them, getting any creases out, any kinks out. We want the ribbon and bow to look as perfect as possible. Isn't that right, Dad?
Yep. Catherine says, how do you put a hanger on the candy cane?
I don't put hangers on pretty much any of my designs. I've never had an issue. They usually just hang up on a command strip or a regular $1 or $5 wire hanger that you can get for, you know, wreaths for doors. So what do you think?
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful, but we're not done yet, Dad. We're not done yet. I know we're running out of time, but I do want to tuck just a few of these in because I think that matches really nicely, especially with that cobalt blue ribbon. So for this, we're just going to snip off a few pieces of this.
And Nick's going to add some of his embellishments.
Embellishments. That's right, Dad. So I see we have almost 700 people here still.
7:01.
A minute before 7:01. A minute before we are done. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and for watching us. We greatly appreciate it. But I'm just going to take some of these cobalt blue pieces. I just broke that little piece off, and we're just going to tuck in a few. And this will make that blue ribbon, that cobalt blue ribbon, tie in a little bit more so it's not kind of sticking out nearly as much. So I'm just taking 1 or 2 pieces of this.
Vicky said, have you ever made a bow without the loops?
Without loops?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Well, some bows that we add to our wreaths have no loops at all. We just kind of weave them in and out. So there's so many different ways to make bows and so many different techniques. What you're going to have to do is find the bow that works best for whatever design you're creating. Pretty much all of the bows we make here on Bowdabra are all bows that would work for any design. That's why I like creating the bows that we create, because they're universal and you can make it work for every single thing you're making. So here we have just singular leaves as well. Might as well tuck those in. What are we saving them for? So last thing, should we tuck in some of this? I don't think we need the white. How about some berries? What do you think of berries, Dad?
That would work.
Should we add some berries, you guys? Give a heart right here, right now. I can see. And we can add some berries if you guys would like. I think just maybe 1 spray.
Yeah, one spray.
Maybe not necessary. What do you think?
It's gorgeous just the way it is.
I think it could go either way. But we're going to make these a little bit fancier for our customers. We're just going to cut a couple pieces off. We don't need too many. So just snip, snip, snip. Oh, we lost a berry. We're just going to dip it in our glue skillet and poke in a few. Not too many. Didn't have enough hot glue. You see, this is why I can't work with hot glue guns, because I always break up my picks into such tiny little pieces, Dad. So if I had to sit here and hot glue every little piece in, I swear I'd go insane.
Yeah, you got to go with the glue pot. You have to.
Pot. And I know it doesn't work for some things, but I've never had an issue with that yet. So I use it for absolutely everything. It's kind of like my Bob Ross. You don't know who Bob Ross is, do you, Dad?
No.
He's an artist. My Bob Ross paintbrush, you know. I can make it work with anything. I love my glue skillet. So just taking a few of those, poking them in. Uh-oh, we lost that one. Right there. And then I have 1 final piece left, and then I'll be out of your hair. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Let's see who our winner is. Have we announced a winner yet?
I don't think I missed it.
Jacqueline is our winner tonight.
Oh, Jacqueline?
So Jacqueline, Bowdabra sent Jacqueline a message in the comment section. So congratulations, Jacqueline. You won a free roll of scrunchy ribbon tonight. So message Bowdabra. You already got the tag from them. But message Bowdabra and you will be able to win, to choose the color of your choice. So here's our candy cane. I think that turned out really pretty.
Beautiful.
What do you guys think of that? Same technique as the candy cane one, but you see what a difference just changing out colors can do? It looks like a completely different design, but it's the same technique. I really like that blue one. So that will be a listen to my Etsy shop. Let's go quickly over the bows that we made as well. So of course the candy cane was the bulk of our time tonight, but we also have this bow that we created, which we'll fluff out and have pictures for you guys. But this one's really pretty too, with all that texture through the use of the same colored ribbon, just different widths. So that one's really pretty. This one worked great for Halloween and skeletons. And then my personal favorite of the night is going to be our Santa one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. How are we doing on time? We are just over the time limit. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you don't mind giving this video a like and a share, we would appreciate it, as well as giving us some suggestions as to bows you'd like to see in the future and designs as well. And I want to thank Bowdabra for having me as a guest tonight. I will see you all next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific, right? Yeah, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central-ish. 6 p.m. Central. I couldn't tell you guys, but it's 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday, whether it's me or Sandy, the owner and creator of Bowdabra. So again, thank you guys. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.